Alright, everyone, we are back with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Joel, chief host of the show, and joining me is none other than my co-host, Avera.
Hello! Hello, everyone! As always, I hope you are having a fantastic day. And I definitely am, because today is the first day of October, at least for us in the Western Hemisphere. Or, yeah.
Well,
It's pretty awesome.
across the
Northern
international date
Hemisphere.
line.
Right. Well, for Jolt, he lives in the future, but yeah, it is officially spooky month, and I'm excited to be here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, actually, you know what? I should thematically restructure the StreamYard layout so we would have the north-south segregation. How does that sound? How does that look?
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. There you go.
Alright, next on the show, we have Noble.
Transistor!
The fuck?
Wow.
What?
What does that even mean?
You don't know what a transistor is?
Yeah, no, I've heard the word before.
All right,
Are you
whatever.
referring to the band Korn? Is that what you're referring to?
No, I'm referring to the electronic device that if you've got a mobile phone in your hand, you've probably got a few million of them right there in front of you.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, you just hyped because you found one at a, God knows where.
Nope, I just bored. I say shit.
That's all good. Next on the show, we have Eclipse.
Hey, brothers, how are we? I'm living the dream. Good to be back.
Pleasure to have you on again, man.
Hey, sweet.
And next up, we have Ali.
Hi everyone, this is Allie. How's everyone doing?
Very good.
Great.
Very good. And last of all, joining us for the first time on the show is Jay Silverwolf.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jay Wolf. Great to be here. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to be here. Thanks to the Raiders for allowing me to be here on the podcast. I'm super excited. I hope you're all doing great, and hopefully you're all being blessed. So yeah.
Good to hear it. Now, since this is your first time on the show, do tell us a little bit about yourself, your persona, so on and so on.
Let's see where to start. I guess I can say, well, my persona is the wolf. He has the colors of black, white, and silver. He has a blue cross on his chest and wings on his back. The reason why I picked wolf is because I love them to death. I can feel like I can relate to them, and I've been part of fandom for about 3 or 4 years now, I think. And I would also love to say I am a man / wolf of faith, and that's something that's really important to me. So yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
Oh, God bless. That's awesome.
Yeah. Love that. I love it. So, Avira.
Because you're the holiest man we know, Avira.
Squirrel.
Well,
Dog.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we might want to take a turn here talking about one of the most unholiest holidays, which would be Halloween. Oh yes, this is the first day of spooky month, October. And oh goodness, I'm so completely all about that. As you know, I am the candy corn doggo, which is like the theme of mine. Guys, this is crazy. I actually got my fursuit like at a Halloween con, like 5 years ago. It's bonkers, man.
Oh, nice.
But yeah,
Oh, cool.
it's pretty cool. And something really cool that the Raiders are going to be doing for the next few weeks is we're going to be talking about some of the most famous, classic, most spooky, nonsensical, bonkers horror movies. So we're going to be having some polls about like what you guys want to choose, and if you're not a Raider and you just want to like post your favorite horror movie that you want us to talk about, feel free to leave it in the comments, and we'll take that into consideration. So yeah, we're going to be discussing all kinds of crazy horror movie history, from zombies to werewolves, you name it. It's gonna be freaking cool. So I'm looking forward to that too. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be cool, man.
Glad to see you're
definitely.
enthusiastic.
Oh, of course I am. Come on, candy corn. Like, let's get real.
Get jiggy with it, baby.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. There's
Are we gonna
no
move on
shortage
to
of
the
Halloween.
topics?
Oh, very soon.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I guess what we'll be doing is, so what's your plan for this, Evira? Are we, a one-off, a look back at a past Halloween movie, or how's this gonna go?
I'm thinking each week, or maybe well, I don't know. I do have to plan some things out, but at least like next week, the week afterwards, we're going to be talking about some of the most like famous horror movies out there. Like what you guys vote on, like what your favorite is. Whether, like I said, zombies, werewolves, vampires, hell, I don't know. Could be anything really. But yeah.
Joe Biden, undead body.
Oh my goodness. No, it's not going to be like that. But
well, no, it's not going to be something like the zombie pandemic. Like that's too close to life, as you would have liked. But hey.
But yeah, so over the next couple days, I'll be making some announcements on Twitter of like what the plan's going to be, and hopefully the audience and anyone watching can participate in that, and it's going to be fun.
Oh yeah. Already got a couple of responses in the boxes, so
Nice.
Nice. So, in that sense, though, we'll keep you posted on that front. So now we're gonna kick you off with the show, because this theme about the week is that we're looking for something. We don't know what it is, but we're looking for something good, something beautiful, something true, and something pure. And I don't know how we're gonna get it with this, but yeah. So to start off, I'm sure you guys are all tired of Google, right? That search engine that just
Right.
all that nonsense stuff. Google's being Google,
Mm-hmm.
and and alternate search engines are just few and far in between, like that you can count on. And DuckDuckGo is another one of those alternate search engines that have been widely touted to be, I guess you'd say a viable alternative to Google. Privacy focused. They don't sell your data and all that. And there's some interesting going ons over there. And yeah,
for a long time, DuckDuckGo was the alternative to Google. It was one of the most popular. That and Bing is becoming another popular one too. But let's see what's going on with DuckDuckGo here. They brand themselves as a privacy-focused alternative to Google, right? They have been, and has gained a massive popularity among conservatives, who are increasingly finding themselves to be censored online. Oh, here we go. Now they're getting all political. Oh boy. On Sunday, the libs of TikTok tweeted out screenshots that were posted on 4chan of a user saying that they were rejected for a job by DuckDuckGo. But when they applied as less qualified, black lesbian, they were moved to the second round of interviews. Okay.
And I've got the letter for you to read right here. Like side by side, you can see the original resume and a faked resume, and and then a series of interview questions, and then the response. And this is So look side by side, like original versus fake. There's really nothing.
Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
Well, mobile developer was replaced with pride and diversity.
Dropped experience down to 5 years. But otherwise, changed email address.
Oh, that's even worse. Like you think Chris would get the job too, because like he has more experience. Oh my goodness. It's the same thing. Wow.
But that just to illustrate a point, though. Yeah. Next thing, here's side by side original and like application questions. Now you can see the line of thinking, right?
Okay, here's the big difference. All right.
You know, like
I mean,
one
this is
more,
pretty.
yeah.
This is pretty generic. You know, what is it about DuckDuckGo that excites you? One says, "Would love to work for a company that promotes ideals such as yours." DuckDuckGo looks like a great company to belong to. I mean, yeah, that's pretty generic, I guess. Like, doesn't really answer the question. It just says, I like working here." So, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the next, you know, if you read through the you know the forgery, you can see how much, you know, I guess grammatically and so forth, like indicating somebody who's not as well educated as the original one.
Yeah, definitely. They spelled the wrong. Like, bro.
That
Is that
wrong.
because they're a black lesbian?
Oh yeah, because you know diversity points
it's
and all
all-
that.
Yeah. It's more authentic if they're stupid.
Oh yeah, look, what's the favorite thing that you've worked on and why? Myself.
Yeah, I enjoy learning new things, and the chalange of of coding teaches me patience and be okay with who I am. What the hell does that mean? What, so coding validates your existence and you can't spell challenge correctly? Okay, sure.
That's fucking retarded. So, what does this mean for the future, though?
We're gonna have cheap, uneducated labor.
Are we all just lie on job interviews?
Well,
So
Yeah.
something I've discovered over the years of trying to gain employment, there are a lot of places will lie specifically about the job they're advertising. So unfortunately, in some cases, it's best to basically talk out of your ass while, you know, getting a job. Just make sure that you're able to keep yourself consistent.
Wow.
yeah. I mean, you know, people lie all the time about, you know, other stuff as well, like, you know, work experience, what have you. You know, millions of multitudes of other stuff. But this, though, you know, like if you have a look at this again, you know, like original ones, like it's elaborate. It, you know, it really demonstrates that this is why you should hire me because I have a wealth of experience. I can deal with, you know, I've dealt with big scale projects, and yeah.
The other thing is that this just shows a company's more willing to hire a drinking buddy versus a proper employee.
Yeah, good point.
Now, companies like this, I do firmly believe, should also look at having entry-level positions for people without qualifications, such as like 5 years experience in the industry, but still at least have training and be able to do the job. I mean, just because you can code, but you haven't done it for like 5 years doesn't mean that you're not capable. So entry-level positions should still be held, but this kind of thing is ridiculous. This is where it's showing that we don't really care about what skills you have. We just want someone that will look nice on our paperwork.
Yeah, totally.
But I don't know about America, but sometimes here, companies get like government grants for like diversity, like hiring old people. Like that's why Bunnings has so many old people because they get a fucking check for it.
Eclipse, the place I work for, they actually get paid by the NDIS for me to be there.
Oh well, we have the same thing in America. Yeah, it's an illegal kind of like racist action called affirmative action, where they have literal race quotas of who you can and can't hire when it comes to schools and/or companies. It's really messed up.
Oh,
What
live
the fuck?
comment. live comment. Boombox. Is this Borat's resume?
No, I think Borat could have done a better job.
It would have been funny.
Yeah. And there would have been more anti-Semitism.
Whole Borat style stuff, I'm sure. Oh, get this. Last couple of things. Since asking questions and questioning assumptions are a big part of our culture, we are curious to ask, what questions would you have for us in the real resume, Yeah. He's interested, right? What's a day working at DuckDuckGo like? Does a company like DuckDuckGo have any interest in emerging tech, such as blockchain and cryptos?
That's a very reasonable question for sure. And then you compare that to what the other thing said, and oh my goodness Lord. They said, as a person of color and a lesbian, would I feel welcome in your company? Culture is very important to me. That's your main question when you're applying for this type of job? Bro. Okay.
Grow up.
Oh boy.
Like as a boss, like would you want someone who has like more experience with actual like content that has to do with the job in question, or like their personal identity and like their ideology? That's kind of weird.
That's like a question you ask HR.
Yeah, and I said, as a boss, yeah, as a boss, I wouldn't want people bringing in their personal problems to work. You're there to work, not fucking cry about shit.
Yep, exactly.
Joel, out of curiosity, did they have the original job listing for the application that was submitted?
Actually, no, not sure.
That's where I feel this probably fails the most at, because it doesn't show you what they were applying for specifically.
It would have given us a lot more context. But again, most you would think that most tech firms like that, you say, like DuckDuckGo is now hiring. If you want to, you can apply here. Click this button and apply here, and so on.
I don't know about anyone else, but I love the last line in red on that page.
Oh, yeah. Will you now or in the future require visa sponsorship to work legally in your current country of residence? Not sure.
I may not be in the United States legally.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And I guess look at that. Yeah. Imagine, right? So I guess we've come to the end of this. Like, here's the result. Hi Chris, thank you for your interest. Rejected, eliminated from hiring pool. And then with the fake resume, moves to the second round.
What is the second round? Like, what
interviews.
The fuck does that include? Interviews and shit. So Chris rocked up and he wasn't a black woman.
Yeah, so this other person got that second interview. Oh boy.
With
We want to
basically the
learn more
same,
about you. Yeah, that was what they said. Oh my goodness.
with almost the
Right,
same
yeah.
experience, but talking woke out of their ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get this line. Like, you're gonna love this. Somebody read this line here. Like,
What, compensation and growth?
yes.
Everyone
At the same professional level earns the same compensation regardless of their functional team, location, gender, educational background, or years of experience. The professional level expected for this role has annual compensation of $160,000 plus equity. We evaluate professional bands and offer opportunities to grow every 9 months. Jeez.
Hang on,
doesn't sound too bad.
when they say, hang on, if everyone gets the same amount, how are you supposed to get more money?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
That's the question
Sounds
I'm
too-
asking.
Sounds too communist for me.
Well, I can get that there's a general expectation of workload,
Yeah.
but
I think
Sorry.
they're just idiots and made a mistake. I don't think it's like actual communists.
No, but if if it was like not dialed down to digits, like 50 grand, sure, I could believe that. But a 6-digit
yeah.
job for something like this,
I mean, yeah, because you get that annual bonus for being a black lesbian.
Yeah, $160,000. What the bonkers? Come on
Yeah,
now.
If you're white, you're only on $3 an hour.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's basically reverse discrimination. Like, the
No.
fuck?
Ali, there's no
not
such
even-
thing
it's
as
not reverse
reversed.
discrimination.
it is discrimination.
It's just
full stop.
discrimination.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, that's okay. That is seriously what I meant to say. Forgive me for that. God, I'm such a dumbass. But like, yeah, that's what I meant. It's basically discrimination either way, because like that's not fair to a white person either. Like,
Yeah, someone with more,
totally.
with more work experience and has that's his passion and so forth. Yeah,
Yep.
Just to add,
And
like,
if you-
people would be.
that's right. Yeah. Other than that, though, a couple of like I'm in agreement with a couple of the live comments as well. Where again, Cypher, where's the incentive to improve or evolve as a professional if all salaries are the same?
Yeah, exactly, right? That's why the
You know?
Soviet Union collapsed. Well, one of the reasons.
They made too many drill presses.
One big reason. Well, I mean, unless you're trying to fuck the boss's daughter, there is none.
Okay. Did you guys see that recent post on Twitter that McDonald's was hiring people for like $18 an hour? Something crazy like that.
What the
Holy
fuck?
crap.
Yeah.
American money.
That
Wow.
happened on Twitter like earlier today or like yesterday. Yeah, it was going around. I'm like, $18 for a fucking McDonald's? Really? Where
Sounds like
can
they're
I
desperate for staff.
Where is that happening?
Dude, I mean, back in my day when I was working for McDonald's, I was making like $7.50 or $8.50 back then.
Yeah, well, minimum wage is still
Yeah.
well, at least like in my state, I think it's around like 10.35 or something like that. And McDonald's is famous for paying minimum wage, like everyone knows that. And now they're saying $18 an hour. Like they must be really desperate for workers or something. I don't even know what their plan is. But whoa.
Not just that, actually. Over here in my area, there's tons and tons of places that are like on hiring sprees. Like it's not even funny.
Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah.
Like I think the reason why they're doing this in other companies is because they're like Joe Biden has gave away a lot of money, like for whatever reason, and it's making the economy like in jeopardy a bit. Like that's why
it's the inflation. Yeah, you're right.
And
So-
I mean, as well, not to mention I want that labor shortage as well.
This is where America. Sorry, Joel. This is where America needs to learn that being a dick doesn't mean people are going to constantly bend over for you. We've got this sort of issue in Australia, and we've had it for a very long time, where we do have a portion of the population that simply do not wish to work.
Right.
And financially, they're able to support themselves because of the system, the way it's set up here.
Yep. Same thing here in America, dude. Like, and one of my former coworkers, actually, that I used to work with at the grocery store, like before I have my current job now, he was my former coworker, and I met him at my current job. And I'm like, hey, how's things going? Like where we used to work. And he's like, oh, I quit a while ago. He said he makes more money on unemployment than he ever did actually working. And that was kind of like surprising to me. I'm like, wait a minute. So you and I both worked at the same job, and yet now you're making more money by being unemployed? Like, what? There's a lot of stories like that. There's ways to abuse the system, I suppose.
That's actually kind of another problem too that's going on. Like, more people rather do that than actual work.
Yeah, because they get so many subsidies. So many welfare or just free checks from the government. Stimulus checks or whatever it might be, or financial aid, whatever. But yeah, bro, he was not working and made more money than me while I was working at the same job we used to work at. I mean, how messed up is that? What am I doing with my life? Why am I working then? That's an incentive to not even be productive, and I feel like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy.
The thing is that what a lot of people, what America has failed to do, if you work a 9-to-5 job, you don't make a livable wage, at least on the lower end. In Australia, however, you can't be paid less than minimum wage, which if you're working 5 days a week, you make a livable wage. And as long as you don't try to live in a rich suburb area, you're generally able to take care of yourself and not have to have 3 or 5 jobs just to survive. You can comfortably survive on one job in Australia.
Right. There's a whole lot of other external things to go with as well, and a whole lot of external other factors that we probably would take a long time just to cover them all. But yeah, just before we wrap this up off, oh, what happened to Eclipse?
And also,
the eclipses are multiplying.
Oh shit!
Eclipse.
Eclipse, why is there 2 of you?
What?
Oh, now it's just one.
Yo, I didn't even know.
It's like candy. You just pick one out of a box, and then there's another one. Bam!
Eclipse just broke the universe.
Well, I mean, that's what eclipses do. Back in the day, people thought the whole, the gods were against them or rather for them when the moon became in front of the sun, and oh my goodness, it's dark in front of the day, and now the eclipse is a sign of the gods coming down upon us, and what I want, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, those were the days when we used to burn people just for being women.
Yeah. Back in the day when humans used to cut out people's hearts in order to make sure that the sun would rise the next
sexism.
day.
You gotta love it.
All right. So, I guess in the interest...
I mean, how else are you going to do it?
Yeah. How else are you going to see the world? Yeah. Well, I've got the next thing for you. How else are you going to see the world? Well, if you work for the New York Times, this is how you're going to see the world.
Mm-hmm.
In this next item. Now, a movie just came out, My Little Pony: A New Generation, right? But, all things considered, big cultural impact, because we all know how much of an impact My Little Pony had in the previous generation. Super popular, unexpected fan base. Yeah, 9 seasons long, and now they've come out with a movie for a new generation. So, yeah, what does New York Times do? They say this: the ponies get political. Now,
wow.
Noble, would you want to continue with the disclaimer?
Sorry, just the shit's title and what they wrote is just my brain broke.
Yes, disclaimer: I have watched a movie for science.
I know. Both you, Noble and Jolt, have seen the movie. I have not seen the movie. I have seen some of the backlash about it, even before the movie came out. And so I was wondering, what do you guys think about? Is it justified? Is this movie legit supporting fascism or some crazy shit? What is going on with this here?
So I want to make this very clear about the movie itself. That whole Nazi thing that they were talking about, it being, no, this was more communism that they were showing. It was so restricted to the point that it had one idiot going on a tirade and destroying a lighthouse. That is it.
Okay.
Turns out the guy was also just a mama's boy, so...
This was something that I wanted to bring up in regards to this movie when it came to MLP and their extreme perception of politics.
Right.
Back in the day, MLP created this episode, a very controversial episode that was basically, if you Google MLP communist episode, this was the one where they had like an entire concentration camp of like all the ponies with the same cutie mark. It was really fucking weird. And it was promoting like a communist utopian society. Yeah, it was fucking whack, right? Do you remember that shit? Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
So MLP is no stranger to political commentary. They've done this before.
But here's my thoughts on the whole thing, because you guys are focusing too much on the show. I'm trying to look at like a bigger picture here. Fucking, they're politicizing cartoons. These woke mobs are politicizing cartoons. And you may ask, well, why are they doing this? Well, because it's the easiest way. Like, who watches cartoons? It's kids.
Hands up.
People with developing brains. And if you can politicize people while their brain is still developing, they basically become biological propaganda machines. It's what Hitler did with Hitler Youth. You get them young. If you can train someone's brain while they're young, you can get them to spit whatever bullshit you want. They literally become biological propaganda machines because the brain is still developing, it's still soft and squishy, so you can pump whatever shit you want in there and it's gonna stay there no matter what you do.
Oh my god, yes. Like, I have a TikTok of my own, and I've seen little kids, like, they're like 13 or some shit, like young teenagers talk about that part of the MLP movie thinking that it's Hitler or some shit.
Yeah, and I just want to say, look, yes, in the movie, the guy, Sprout, the pony, who is not even orange, well, and which the New York Times seriously think he is, he's red.
I think he's a red orange.
Yeah.
He's like the deputy cop who's a complete idiot. That's it.
Right. And even then, he puts on a uniform for like a set musical number. And, what are we supposed to take away from that? Like, uniform's bad.
Yeah, pretty much. But my thoughts on this are, this is literally the modern version of a Hitler Youth.
Right, but this is, like, the message of My Little Pony is very different. Like, I've watched the movie, this new generation thing, and it's actually, more to do with them, having driven, every single community of pony, because they've been isolated, have been, have bought into fear and hysteria about the other. Ponies are basically, hysterical about the unicorn and Pegasi, and yes, you're right. Like, there is a defensive, defensive weapons manufacturer in the movie, which is used as a plot device. Yeah, in the Earth Pony Society.
They're each group individually has unfounded fears of each other group. It's not. A lot of it was even complete BS when you were sitting there just watching it. It was, if you sit back and realize that this is a kids show, a kids movie, and you accept that fact, it is actually watchable, and you can enjoy certain. There were certain parts of it I actually enjoyed. However, there are still.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I never got into the whole MLP scene, but I really liked the music from it. Like some interesting stuff going on.
I think you're not going to be disappointed if you give this a watch, because there are a specific a certain amount of musical numbers in that film.
Right.
Yeah, like, okay, so from looking at the episode, like, from looking at the movie, like, of what people have talked about it and all that, like, about the My Little Pony episode that you were talking about with this.
Yes, I do. Yeah, exactly. When they all went to this like secret like little island, they all had the same cutie marks. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that the movie is basically the same like the episode. It's just something a little different to me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
remember that episode caused quite a bit of a little stir when everyone was like shitting on communists because like that was what it was all about. It was pretty crazy. MLP
Overall,
really
like,
went to that
you
level.
guys, I think the whole New York Times thing is just a whole nother level. I mean,
Well, yeah, they don't like I guess cartoons portraying certain allegories to ideologies, and
yeah, look,
yeah, it's
Why?
really
Why?
weird.
Why do you guys think they're politicizing cartoons?
we've already answered that question. And the thing is, like, I just want to, like, if you read this bit from the New York Times, this My Little Pony movie takes a contemporary spin on the franchise's top-friendly tenets of love and friendship by staging a political awakening about tolerance, prejudice, even fascism, sweetened, of course, with
Oh my
musical numbers,
god.
cutesy gags,
Oh,
and
boy.
pasta vistas. Yeah, oh, well, what the heck, right? There was...
Oh, good lord.
I know. Yeah, and again, and you can say what you want about it, but I don't really see that this was hyper politicized when I watched it. And and unless you're also the New York Times, you're gonna say this about the characters too.
Who wants
Yeah,
to
I
take
mean,
a bet that they never actually watched the movie and instead just watched the trailer and made up a story from that?
I mean, can we all probably agree that someone with a brain would watch this and say, yeah, it's not political at all,
yeah. And
I would say so.
yeah, not to mention, this is how they describe Sprout, while back in Earthland. Sprout, a crimson demagogue with a beach blonde mane, ascends to power. It's like they've got post-traumatic stress disorder about a certain somebody in the United States.
This is the thing that really bothered me about the statement. There was no ascending to power. It's the only reason why they even get their magic back is because they all become friends for the most part. That's it.
And I think, not to mention, Sprout basically goes on a power trip because he was made a sheriff, right? Sheriff of, Earth Ponyland.
Yeah.
And then, and then I think from there, he suddenly says to himself, I want to be emperor.
Yeah.
Granted, that's not exactly ascending to power, but...
I mean, they go through the whole point about building a mech for crying out loud, which was just hysterical.
Yeah, like left wing, stop taking everything out of context for one fucking minute. Like, really?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, if anything to take out of
that's
this-
impossible. There's no way.
What people should probably learn to take away from this is that when the Earth ponies are left behind at the beginning of the film, they're left with this fear that they're going to be attacked. That's what they believe. Hence the reason why they built the mech. Hence why the Red Pony went completely apeshit and became like the so-called, mama's boy dictator, which is about the best way I can describe the idiot. It literally fell apart when people weren't attacking each other at the end and they're all like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I guess, to kind of, get rid of this stupid thing. And if you're to the New York Times, I say to you, and I should have uploaded this overlay from the get-go.
Yeah. Fake news.
Yeah.
That's correct.
I should have uploaded. I don't know why I didn't do that a long time ago. If it did, I would have spammed the ever-loving shit out of it. But I guess better late than never, eh?
Yep.
But yeah, on to other stuff though. Do you think this, after all this stuff, like, do you see much hope or whatever it is for a next generation of My Little Pony?
No, not a chance. It's already ruined. I mean, first impressions are everything. The show lost its fucking hype.
Yeah. honestly,
The hype
not
train has left the station and it's not coming back.
yeah, not if they're gonna go woke. Not in that sense. But I kind of do appreciate like some of what they did before. I ain't no brony, but I'm just saying it was kind of cool.
Yeah,
Are you sure
but-
about that?
Nowadays,
I mean-
I don't think so.
they've got their diehard fans, but no one is jumping on this. I can't see it, and if they
Dude,
do,
I
I'd be
literally
really
saw like
surprised.
at maximum like 3, maybe 4 episodes, and one of them was like that Kami episode. So,
On the
Yeah.
side note, though, like here's the thing now, Hasbro's now working with Netflix to produce this, though, and that's how the movie came about. But potential TV series out of this, though.
I think they would have been
Oh.
better off if they made a movie continuing on from the last episode they made of Generation 4, bringing it into Generation 5, where they already had someone established in the last series.
what about the new animation style? Because like, isn't the movie like more
it went
CGI?
from now it's CG. You're right.
Yeah, so like, are they gonna have to make like a whole like new reboot show like with that same type of animation style, or like what's going on with that?
Oh.
Yeah, like what are they gonna do?
So, did anyone watch the How to Train Your Dragon TV show?
Yeah, I've
I
seen
never watched it.
quite a bit of it, but
Okay.
not the newest one.
When How to Train Your Dragon was transferred to television, the animation quality, I'd say for the first like half season or full season, was totally shit.
Yeah,
We're talking like it made. Anyone played Final Fantasy VIII, the original release?
Yes.
That
No.
level of crap. The
Oh my
storyline,
goodness!
the acting was all good. The voice acting was all good, but the actual visual quality was terrible compared to the movie. And then once things seemed to pick up, they did better. My fear is that if they do make a TV show from this actual movie, that they'll start off with really bad animation, like How to Train Your Dragon, and then perk it up once it gets more popular.
no, it's not getting more popular. It'll just stay garbage.
Hence the reason why I think they should have kept with what they finished off with Generation 4 and
Right.
brought in Generation 5 and just new characters.
Here's the thing, like a 2-year time interval is,
Not
isn't
enough.
that long of a right. And then and here's the next couple of things that we're going to be kind of iffy about. Will we see a BronyCon in 2022?
No,
Oh, definitely. There's still people out there willing to give their money up.
no,
Where
man,
there's money-
I don't think so. Because don't you remember like a couple years ago, like BronyCon, like they officially said that they were stopping their convention. We had
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
I
last
do remember
BronyCon
that.
back in like 2019, right? You remember that?
Yeah,
I think I remember about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because what happened was BronyCon got basically infiltrated by like 50% of other fandoms, right? So like FNAF and like anime and even furries. Like at the last BronyCon, like it wasn't even bronies anymore, like because the show was being canceled that year or like ending that year or whatever
not to
it was.
mention, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Corporate sponsors are going to latch onto it, but that's that's really their problem
but
to
like
deal with.
once the show ended, like they kind of lacked a lot of funding for like the future, and it was kind of already planned that it would be the last BronyCon. They made like a whole announcement about this a couple years ago.
You know, it'd be kind of funny.
yeah.
It looks like
What?
My Little Pony's going the way of Doctor Who.
No,
so?
Also, quick shout out to Mighty Red. Hey, Red. How you doing, bro?
hey, Mighty.
Hi, Mighty.
Hi, man. We missed
Hi,
the
man.
bells.
Yeah, we love you, man.
Well, yeah. Are we going to ask the $1 million question? Because of as a result of watching the movie, is Jolt a noble or brony?
I watched the show and the movie. That's about it.
All that agree say aye. All that disagree
I-
say nay.
I
I'm actually sorry to say, I didn't quite hear the question.
All right. I'll ask the question one more time in banner form, just so you all can read it and see it, and I'll extend this as well to all of you who are listening.
Or maybe I understand
Is
it.
Jolt and Noble of
yes.
I'm gonna say nay.
50-50,
I
right?
didn't-
All because
I
they
didn't bother
watched
counting those votes.
Oh, bugger. We needed the results for science, man. To answer the unanswerable question of, does watching the 5th generation of My Little Pony make you a brony?
No, it just makes you
Oh no.
physically retarded.
Yeah, pretty much.
See, we have some saying yes, he is. Jolt is. Noble, no. Definitely no. And yep, in the chat.
Bugger. And to think all I did was lose interest in 4th generation of My Little Pony towards the onset of 2012. 3 seasons in now, and I was like, I just lost interest. Oh well. Fuck. So now that means I'm obliged to make an appearance at the next BronyCon or something. Oh well. I guess, watch your space and maybe, watch your space. That is all. Alright. So one last item on the docket. You're gonna like this one.
Only one. Jesus Christ.
So,
Got through that pretty quick.
China urges cartoon producers to resist quote-unquote unhealthy content.
China censoring shit? Oh, that's new.
Oh yeah. But
Oh,
this is
you don't
quite
say.
spectacular. This is from Shanghai, September 25th, from Reuters. China's
I've gotta
broadcasting regular said it will encourage online producers to create quote-unquote healthy cartoons to clamp down violent, vulgar, or pornographic content as Beijing steps up its efforts to its thriving entertainment industry to heal.
Sorry, I would like to wonder if that comment may also be sort of pushed towards the Japanese.
I mean, it kind of seems like it. I mean, look at this image. They're all just like with their hands behind their back, looking at their communist ideologue. Holy bonkers. The National Radio and Television Administration said in a notice posted on late Friday that children and young people were a main audience for cartoons, and qualified agencies need to broadcast content that upholds goodness and beauty. Wow.
Upholds truth, goodness, and beauty.
Exactly. So China is more promoting their propaganda.
Right. Let's stop there though, because at surface value, truth, goodness, and beauty are good things to have, right?
Yeah, sounds good on paper, like communism.
Not on TV.
No.
TV's all about immorality.
Well, let's see what our good buddies the Chinese are doing.
Right. I mean, the last time government enforced morals on people, it was the church back in the fucking day. And I believe it was called the Dark Ages for a reason.
Yeah, but I think as an additional suffix to this, though, I should add, if you can, they are. No, I should say that to play devil's advocate, China actually knows something is quite wrong with
So
with
before before we continue on with that, I have 7 words I'd like to say: shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
The words you can't say on
basically
TV.
Australia. Okay, we get it.
No,
No.
that's America. Those are words you can't say on radio in America, at least originally.
Yeah, it was a comedy gag by some famous comedian.
Wow, really?
Yeah, the word you can't say on TV, and he sung a song about it.
Oh, cool.
I'm surprised you know that, Noble.
I just Googled it.
No, you Googled it. I saw that gag a long time ago.
Yeah, I did too.
Nice.
But I think all in all though, like they are let's read the some supplementary material. Is that what China believe are what they're trying to do is promote Chinese culture through those three words: something true, good, and beautiful. And and if for them, I guess if it means banning that sort of unhealthy content, as they so put it.
There's nothing true, good, or beautiful about communists.
Yeah, exactly.
Never.
Yeah, like if you like have a read through this one here. Like if they China's excellent traditional culture is the spiritual lifeline of the Chinese nation, is an important source nourishing the socialist core value system, and is a firm basis for us to get a firm foothold within the global cultural surge. Blah blah blah, something something something. For our socialist literature and art to flourish and develop, we must earnestly study and learn from the excellent literature and art created by people in all countries worldwide. Only if we persist in using the foreign to serve the Chinese, exploration and innovation, ensuring combinations of the Chinese and the Western, and mastery through comprehensive study, will our country's literature and art be able to flourish and develop better. So
I thought the Chinese had a habit more of stealing technology from foreign nations that were.
Yeah, they do. They really do, though.
Like the classic nuclear submarine.
Yeah,
Stealth
or
bomber.
like how to build like advanced microchips. Yeah, that's been a big issue like the last few months. Holy bonkers.
Yeah.
Well, guys. Maze. I gotta say that's a good comment. Respect, man.
What happened? What?
So Maze said it in the comments to quote the wise and mighty Liberty Prime. Communism is a very the definition of failure.
Yeah, you're
Nice.
correct. It really freaking is.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, how do you guys think that China censoring their cartoons, how does that affect us? Like in the West?
3 words. Reject 5 actually. Reject modernity. Return to monkey.
Eclipse. The issue is that a lot of Chinese investors are in a lot of Western media. So, for instance, Tencent, TikTok, for instance, they own that. There's a lot of movies that are being effectively told you have to put China in a good light, or else. So it's not just what's being shown in the within Chinese borders. It's what the rest of the world is being forced to do. Japan's turned around and said, we're not going to follow what Chinese companies or individuals want or the government wants. Just let us make our own shit. Unfortunately, in America, that's basically already gone sort of sideways since they're being forced to do that.
Yeah.
So the fact that this is news is confusing to me.
Yeah.
I have with me, like to add on to a couple of things, I have with me a series of regulations for things that are, that China's game industry have applied to put on. Have a read for some of this stuff. you know,
All right.
a couple of guidelines. You know, content review. There's a couple of guidelines in this content review. Read point number 4: anti-society and anti-human guideline. Plague Inc. is to aim at killing all humans with virus. It has no moral standards. Okay, I'll stop there.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
game, by the
game.
way. What? So is China like insecure about some game regarding a
Right.
pandemic that they
Are
may
they
or may not have
insecure?
unleashed upon the world? I don't know. Maybe.
You know, life.
Yeah,
You know,
China's
art
got
imitates
small
life.
dick energy.
Yeah, dude, art imitates life, man. Don't you agree?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Dang, that's crazy to look at and see. Holy crap.
That's pretty creepy, right? Yeah,
Oh,
change or
dude.
modify history, for example. Some player thinks Kaga
Right.
is my wife. Okay.
Here's another thing. Like they said, you know, the Chinese think anime games are a misuse of Japanese culture.
That sounds actually nice, especially because they hate the Japanese so much.
You know, considering what the Japanese did to the Chinese people way back when, it's completely understandable.
Yeah, kind of a little bit. But that was
I wouldn't call racism understandable, but yeah, I understand. what
no.
you're trying
I would
to
call
say.
revenge understandable. Like that's what we're talking about because of that shit.
Jesus Christ, guys! Next segment.
Okay, yeah.
Segment 6: femboys. Imagine, unironically saying this.
Okay, female
neutral.
makeup, gesture, talking, and using female voice actors, gender neutral, cross-dressing, sissy boys, characters that you don't know that he is a male unless you look at his lore. For example,
Gender discrimination.
Genshin Impact's Venti, changing historical figures into female version of 3 Kingdom or Journey to the West. Wow. So they're not about femboys. Okay.
Thank
Yikes.
God someone stood up and said that shit's fucking retarded.
I'm
I was
sorry,
waiting
but
for the day.
that whole thing about how women can't voice men, there are a lot of like male characters in cartoons and animations
yeah.
that are
Bart
voiced by
Simpson
women.
being the most
and
famous.
vice versa, dude. Look at the yeah, I forgot her name. I forgot her name, but she voices like Tommy Pickles from
Rugrats.
yeah
Rugrats.
Rugrats, exactly. Yeah, like
Another-
she's
yeah,
a woman
another-
that does
another
that.
another classic example. You know, the voice of Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
A woman, of course.
Yeah, but who would
Like,
see
so
Bart
what?
Simpson as a femboy? Seriously.
No one does.
Yeah.
No one cares. You're a voice actor. You're acting. All right. You can make up whatever voices you want to like make a character come to life. Like it's a cartoon, bro. Like what are you talking about?
It's like saying animals have to play animal characters. It's like, bro,
could
how
you
the fuck are you
imagine?
gonna
Yeah.
how the
Well,
fuck are you gonna get a rabbit to play Bugs Bunny? That's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Let's not
exactly.
forget-
You can't. That's so stupid. Yeah. Good point.
Let's not forget the whole thing with Apu.
Oh, Winnie.
Oh yeah, fuck it. That was retarded. Apu was like a cult classic, and they ripped him away.
Well, they didn't like him because it was a white guy who was voicing this character. Now, Apu happened to be a very successful immigrant that everybody in the show liked. So the fact that they got rid of him because they were offended that a white actor played him, I mean, that's kind of fucked up. Like the whole point of an actor is to like pretend to be a different character. Like, why the crap did they do that? That's crazy.
Yeah, what's up, Jake? What is it?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, like, yeah, I remember that with the character Apu. Yeah,
That's right.
Mm.
Yeah. To get back on track, though, like, I think if there is one thing I can agree with the whole good, beautiful, and true, is that femboys are neither of those three.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh well. I guess there won't be a femboy Hooters in Japan then.
Well, usually when people associate some of the other terms used in that sentence, they're usually slapped on with like gay or trans or something else other than femboy.
Yeah.
Femboy hooters in Japan, though.
Femboy hooters in Japan is one thing. In China,
Well,
that chance of that existing.
yeah, right? That's not gonna happen. Like, no. My goodness.
And also,
my
You're gone.
my
You're gone, Jake?
my favorite thing about this is the woke mob doesn't even care. The woke
Yeah.
mob doesn't care how racist or censoratory China is.
Right.
It only cares when it's in the West.
So, Jay, what were you about to say?
I saw another interesting comment in the live feed from Vince. He said that Timmy Turner from Very Odd Parents was voice acted by a girl. That I did not know. That's pretty
Yes,
interesting.
that's actually the same person I was telling you about, the one that voiced the MLP character. I forgot her name, but it was the same person. She voiced a lot of characters in our childhood.
Tara Strong or
Tara Strong, yes, Tara Strong.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
she voiced
jeez.
a lot of characters. Male, female, kids, adults, you name it. But
I'll
yeah,
never
Tara
forget her
Strong.
from
How in the
Drawn
bonkers
Together.
did I forget that? Holy crap.
I have been requested to highlight this comment. I wonder if Ali could voice a guy.
I don't know.
Fuck
Could you,
no.
Oh no.
maybe with some
okay.
practice, voice coaching is a thing.
I mean, yeah, I know. Okay, so there is a female voice actor that does male voice acting on a YouTube channel. Her name is Yagami Yato. She does ASMRs. Yeah, there are females that do male voice acting, but I just couldn't do it because I'm just too feminine.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You don't have the right tonality to get into the character. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I just would be uncomfortable with voice acting like male.
Easiest way is to swallow sawdust.
Oh God, no! Stop it! Bad advice. You die from that. Don't swallow sawdust, people.
But
No,
What the
you
bonkers?
won't. Stop being a pussy. Fucking, it happens on construction all the time.
by the way, screw you, Mighty, for saying that. I'm just kidding, but still though.
Yeah,
But
a good quick
what's up
question.
next?
Is My Little Pony going to be allowed in China, the 5th generation?
God no. God no. It's too retarded for China.
I mean, the messaging is there. It's a pretty wholesome cartoon. What's not to love? Well, apart from the community and all that stuff, but those are not Chinese concerns. Well, if you got to look at it from a Chinese perspective, yeah, probably the answer to that's no, right?
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
Could always win by default.
true. So, look at that. Looks like we've looks like we've come to the end of this.
Yeah.
No, really? Over already?
Time
Already.
flies when when we're going through through this sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean,
Okay. Anyone got any personal problems they want to discuss now, or what?
Whoa, no.
No, we are not a live therapy show.
yeah, we're not.
Really? Because I got my list right here.
No. I don't want to know what your fucking list is. Hell no.
Whatever. You guys are no fun.
There's always a time for everything. It's okay.
I'm glad to hear that you're there for me, Joel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, Joe is basically like a therapist, on Telegram.
Oh,
Even though he's not one, he's basically is one. Like on Telegram.
jeez, now you're. Oh, jeez.
And
All right. Well, Jolt is
No,
pretty damn
go ahead.
cool.
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
Real quick. Real quick. Jolt, Mighty's putting requests. He said in the comments. He said, "Go woke or go broke." I think he said.
No.
Classic.
Not that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to basically brace for the next appearance of Mighty Red Wolf.
All
With
right.
his
so-
bells and everything else. So yeah, look forward to that. Righto, so I guess we've come to the end of it. Interesting stuff all around, wouldn't you say?
And,
Yep,
yeah.
definitely. This week was fun.
We more kept on a particular subject that probably best left in the dustbin.
Yeah.
True.
And yes, Vince. Yes, you are. I completely agree with Vince. If you want someone to talk to, definitely check him out.
You are,
Yeah.
an unqualified and unlicensed furry therapist. It sounds like a dodgy gig.
I mean, either way,
Yeah.
like Jolt has really helped a lot of people in the Furry Raiders group with their mental health.
Yeah, once the chewy goes in the mouth, you get instantly granted the complete and utter authority to give furries unsolicited psychological help.
All right, guys. So who'd like to make a closing statement about this week's stuff?
I found it really interesting, and I can't see politics leaving cartoons. I feel like it's just going to ramp up, and we're going to have over-politicized children running around talking about shit they know nothing about. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just going to be really bad for the future.
Yeah.
Twitter's going to make millions off it, though. So, I mean, there's that. I would invest in Twitter now.
No, you don't want to buy stock in Twitter. Trust me.
No.
All right.
Well, whatever.
Allie?
The Bluebird's considered too much Kool-Aid already.
Allie?
Ali, what did you think of stuff this week?
Oh, I'm sorry. I zoned out for a second.
You're good.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, like as well. Not in a good kind of interesting. I mean, in a bad kind of interesting because once again, liberals are fucking being liberal.
And it's not just that too, but imagine this as well. Quick question: would you apply for that job, sit around, earning $160,000 a year, being underqualified and stuff? You have a better chance than we all do, being a woman and all.
Yeah, and also because I have a disability. I get a check from the government because of my disability, but I believe it should be for people in that sort of situation, or in a situation where they can't afford a lot of things, not for people that want to be lazy and shit like that. Like Biden's not doing a good job with his money.
Yeah,
Absolutely. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Agreed.
So next, Jay, anything to say about just about this week and just being on here?
I mean, I guess I could say I've been seeing stuff like this and hearing from different channels I watch on YouTube and stuff. But man, I mean, I just really hope and pray that it gets better. I mean, even though things are getting worse and worse, but I mean, I guess not really much to say about it. I mean, to be honest, but I mean, at the same time though, I'm still really happy to be here with you guys for the first time. It's been a lot of fun, and I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You know, I'm more than happy to have you on again.
Thank you. And also,
go on.
Sorry, my bad. And shout out to my Red Wolf. I appreciate it. And yes, I'll see you on your show tomorrow.
Sweet.
All right, Noble.
I will say that despite all the stupid shit that's been going on, it's so nice to be able to sit down and watch Brendan Fraser say "what the fuck" as many times as he can throughout an episode of Doom Patrol since it started back up again. It's nice to have something you can just sit there and enjoy watching.
Finally, something normal to watch.
And last of all, Avira.
Well, alrighty. Jay, it was super awesome having you on for the first time. You did a great job, man. Hell, I'd love to have you on again. And I'd also like to tell everyone, yeah, it's spooky month. Oh my goodness, I am so excited for the month of October. We're going to be talking about all kinds of spooky stuff going on. So yeah, make sure to check out either our polls or, like I said at the beginning of the show, leave a comment about like your favorite horror movie, and we'll see if we're going to talk about it on the next show.
Oh, that reminds me. On a side note, though, no, but weren't you going to get around to getting, a formalized review of My Little Pony?
We already covered that at the beginning of it.
Yeah, but yeah, there's something you guys got to see, because we will on our website, put up a spoiler-free review of that. But yeah, not that we're advocating for bronyism, but yeah,
I'm honestly just shocked I was able to write a spoiler-free one.
But yeah. So next throughout the month you have lots and lots of spooky stuff to look forward to. We'll pick out some of the best movies, and see what's new, and maybe share a few Halloween stories along the way.
Oh, good idea.
Cool. All right, so I guess thank you all for being on here. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did in making of it, and as always, our shows can be found on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, BitChute, and whatever else is going to appear in the internets whenever it does. So, this is us signing off. Farewell, and until next time.
Hey!
See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.